Hello guys, what is going on? True here, back with another video, and before this video starts, please remember to like and subscribe. Really helps out the channel, and yeah, let's just get into today's video. So today's video is on a very interesting deck concept that came out of Limitless Qualifier 4. Combo Blounds is what is the name that I've come up for it. So basically the idea behind the deck is that we use Baby Blounds Fireball Circus attack and take big one-hit knockouts on Tag Team GXs and VMAXs, and we take an extra prize card from Jirachi Prism Star's Wish Upon a Star ability, and in order to get Jirachi Prism into the prize cards, if it's not already prized, we use Oranguru's Primate Wisdom to put Jirachi Prism on top of our deck when it is in our hand. And we use Mr. Mime's Pantomime ability to switch one of our prize cards with the top card of our deck, which so happens to be Jirachi Prism. And then when we take 4 prize cards from knocking out one of these big tag teams, we can just take a knockout on a Dedenne-GX or something along the lines of that. Using Blacephalon, so we can end games a lot quicker. And yeah, that's basically the concept of the deck. Something to note here is that we do play Acro Bikes for consistency, and we only play one of Heat Factory, no Ultra Space, no Giant Hearts, and we play no Gust. I feel like a Great Catcher here would be really strong in this deck because we could take a big knockout on a VMAX, take 4 prize cards with Jirachi Prism Star, and Great Catcher up with the Dedenne-GX for game. But the list from Limitless Qualifier 4 did not run it, so I just decided to stick with the list. We play 14 Fire Energy, which is pretty heavy. Most lists only play 13. And we play the traditional line of 2 Energy Retrieval and 4 Fire Crystal. We also play one of Ordinary Rod to recover resources. I sort of like Ordinary Rod because if we get like an early Dedenne and we have to discard like Blacephalon-GX because we don't want to bench it for some reason, or a Cramorant, we can easily recover it. And most people don't expect Baby Blonde to play Ordinary Rod, so this can act like as a pretty big surprise. And yeah, that's basically all I have to say for the deck, and let's just get into some games. Alright, so hopping into our first game against JDEG. Good luck to him or her. I actually believe JDEG is one of my friends on PTCGO, so it's pretty cool that I ran into him or her. I don't know if they recognize me or not, so so I'm going to opt to go second. Going second with this deck is pretty strong because we can traditionally find donks on our opponent, which is pretty good. I'm actually gonna... Do I want to start Jirachi Prism Star? I'm going to, because we have Scoop Up Net, and in case we top deck like a Jirachi or something, we don't have to scoop up Baby Blonde. We can just scoop up Jirachi Prism Star. I don't know if that was the strongest play, but that's what I was feeling. So let's just let's see what our opponent is playing. Yeah, so our opponent's taking some time. I didn't see the typing, so I'm not sure what our opponent is playing. Giratina, Mewtwo Mally is possible. It can also, it's probably Dragapult, to be honest though. So if they manage to get a Zigzagoon and then a Mr. Mime Scoop Up block, we actually can't, and just a pass from our opponent, that is huge for us. So we're gonna bench Baby Blound, Welder to it, and let's see if we can hit a Flint or something like that. No Flint, but we're almost there. I'm gonna quick ball for a Dedenne, hopefully, and if there's no Dedenne, we can just get a Jirachi. It's not necessarily the end of the world. There's the Dedenne-GX we were looking for, and we're gonna switch into the Blacephalon, and Dedenne this hand away. We're looking for a Fiery Flint, and no Fiery Flint yet. We're gonna Acro Bike. There's the Fiery Flint, and we're gonna be taking a dub against our opponent's Dragapult deck. I don't really know, but this just shows the explosive potential with this deck. This specific build, I've been getting a lot of turn 1 donks with, so that's super good. And that's gonna be the first game, taking a dub against I don't know what. And yeah, that's gonna be the first game, and I'll catch you guys in the next one. Alright, so hopping into our second game against Tayaki1117. Good luck to him or her. And let's call the coin flip. We're gonna call heads, and we do win the coin flip, so I'm gonna opt to go second. Going second with this deck again, as you guys can see from the last game, is really good, but the starting hand does not look that good. That's for sure. So let's see what our opponent is playing, and then we can go from there. It looks like it is gonna be some sort of I'm not even sure what our opponent is playing. There's an Ultra Space that's going to help us out a lot. So it's going to be Babyblown, but with Volcanion. That's super interesting. I don't know why they play Volcanion and Babyblown. That seems so strange, in my opinion. So we're going to take out a Babyblown here. We have all 4 Babyblown in deck. We prized one Jirachi, I think. And let's see, we priced 1 Flint, 1 bike, right? 1 bike. Yes, we did price 1 bike. 1 quick ball. No, we have all nets. All switches are here. We priced 1 welder and 2 energy. Nothing too major. Some annoying price cards for sure, but nothing too major to say the very least. So here, I don't want to Stellar Wish first. I really want to thin out the deck using Fiery Flint. Yeah, I'm just gonna get rid of. I'm just gonna Flint right now. I don't want to get rid of Switch, so I'm gonna keep it around. I really didn't want to get rid of that other Fiery Flint, but it's what I'm going to do anyway. So let's get out 4 Fire Energy. This really thins out the deck, which increases our chances greatly of drawing into a Welder. So that's what we're looking for. There's a Welder. Okay, now we're really getting somewhere. So here we're going to Welder onto this Blacephalon. See what we draw. There's an Energy Retrieval. I don't think we're at a knockout yet though. We're 1 energy short. That's definitely a little unfortunate, to say the very least. So they could theoretically knock us out here. So I want to hold on to the quick ball and go and get an Oricorio in case they do knock us out. So I think here I'm just gonna attach the Blacephalon. I sort of want to hold on to this hand. Yeah, and that's exactly what I'm gonna do. So here I'm just gonna pass, and a Zacian here would have been nice. So that's definitely something you can include in this deck as a potential tech. So let's see what our opponent does here. They can take a knockout on this Jirachi, but if they have a Welder and attachment, I would definitely take the knockout on this Jirachi. That's what I would do. There's a Fiery Flint from our opponent. Them taking a knockout here is fine because we also don't forget we do play the combo, so we technically have Altered Creation GX on our side. So that's pretty good for us. So let's see what our opponent opts to do. If they decide to get greedy, take the knockout. There's the Welder from our opponent, so I'm assuming they're gonna take a knockout here. And then we can grab Oricorio, draw some more cards, and proceed to take the knockout on this Volcanion. So here they're gonna take the knockout on this as expected. That's no surprise at all. And there's the High Heat Blast, of course, and they're gonna take a prize card. But playing Volcanion and Babyblown is something that I don't really agree with. I feel like Welder is already enough to supply you with the energy that you need. So here I'm going to and Oricorio-GX is priced. Okay, that's not good at all, to be honest. That means we're gonna have to Dedenne this turn, which is definitely not optimal, but it is what it is. So here I'm gonna bench a Babyblown, bench Jirachi. Do I want to bench the Mr. Mime? How many Scoop Up Nets are we down? We're down 1. So yeah, I'm gonna bench the Mr. Mime. Not gonna do it. Actually, I probably should have because we could have gotten an Oricorio, but it's fine. Definitely sucks that we're getting rid of an Energy Retrieval, and this is where I'm thinking about using Switch to switch into the Jirachi, but I don't want to really risk it. So here I'm just gonna Dedenne this hand away, and We did draw into what we needed. So here I'm going to use Ultra Space, then out a Baby Blown, attach an Escape Board, and I definitely should have switched, but we only play one of his skateboard, so the chances of us getting that weren't that high. So what do we want to do? We can actually quick ball the fire energy away and get full value from this Fire Crystal. I definitely like that, and I think I'm just gonna go grab an Oranguru. Feels pretty good to me. And here, definitely gonna throw the Welder on top of the deck, I guess. In case they Marnie us, they definitely don't play Marnie, but we're looking to prepare for that worst case scenario. So here we're gonna Fire Crystal, put 3 energy back into our hand, and Fireball Circus, take a knockout on our opponent's Volcanion. And yeah, and the good thing is their Volcanion can't even one-shot our Baby Blob, so they need 4 energy next turn to knock us out. Not that that's a lot of energy, they can definitely get there, but it's something they have to dig extra for. So let's see, we definitely need to get Jirachi Prism out as soon as possible. Oricorio would have been super nice last turn. A little unfortunate that it was prized. Let's see if they have the knockout on us this turn. So we know they're guaranteed 1 fire energy in hand because they flinted, got 4 energy, they welded 2 here, and they attached 1 to Volcanion. There's a Green's Exploration, so we are playing against Green's Baby Blown. I don't really know how to feel about this matchup, so they definitely play Stamp. That's something to note. There's no reason a Green's Baby Blown deck would not play Stamp. So let's see what our opponent decides to do. There's another Fiery Flint, that's fine. Definitely expecting them to get a knockout here. And if they played Green's last turn, that means they have to have a Welder in hand in order to take a return knockout on our Blacephalon. So yeah, they're going to take a knockout here, that's fine. Nothing we can really do to stop it. So let's promote this Jirachi. Draw into the Welder, use Ultra Space. No, we don't want that Blown, we want the Baby Blown. And here we're going to Welder first, because we need to dig for a Flint or a Crystal. Wait, we can't even, yeah, or a Crystal. So here we're gonna Welder to this Blown, draw some cards, use Stellar Wish, and there's an Acro Bike, but that's not what we're looking for. So here we're gonna Bike. Yikes. Since we play Ordinary Rod, I'm going to take the Welder in this case. And I'm going to bench Jirachi because we have Scoop Up Net in hand. We're gonna go into the Jirachi, use Stellar Wish, take the Flint. That's a pretty good draw for us. And play the Fiery Flint. But what do we even want to get rid of here? I guess we'll get rid of a Switch and a Blown. That feels fine with me. And we're gonna go grab out 4 more fire energy from the deck. And we're really just putting the pressure onto our opponent right now. So here we can use Primate Wisdom to once again put the Welder on top of the deck. There's a Fire Crystal, okay. That's what we were looking for earlier. So here we're going to Scoop Up Net this Jirachi, bring in this Blacephalon. Too bad we haven't pulled off the combo yet, but then again, we're not really in that big of a rush right now. So here we can just Fireball Circus, take another knockout on our opponent's Pokemon, and yeah, this is sort of even right now. Usually one of us there's another Welder, one of us will usually whiff a knockout, so that's what we have to hope. Our opponent whiffs a knockout. They're down 11 fire energy, so they have Crystal in hand, so they probably have a Welder in hand, I would imagine. There's a big Blown draw from our opponent, that's fine. Let's see what our opponent opts to do right now. If they don't have Welder in hand, they're in trouble. But they can actually switch and Bursting Burn us, but in that case we would Fire Crystal, probably just Welder and hope to draw something off of Jirachi. There's a Welder, okay, so they do have the knockout on us this turn. Sort of unfortunate, but expected to say the very least. And we don't even play Victini Prism Star, so we don't have that like really last minute attacker, to say the very least. So we really want to get an Ordinary Rod soon. We really want to get Oricorio soon. There's the Bikini Prism Star from our opponent. That's okay with us. So we're sort of running out of attackers. We really need to draw into that Ordinary Rod. And there's the crystal. They're gonna attach and then knock us out as expected. So far it's been a pretty even game. And yeah, we're really just looking for a quick ball here to pull off that combo. Are they really gonna bursting burn us? Or what? Okay, that's perfectly fine with us. If we top deck switch, that would be absolutely amazing. Let's see what we get. Oh right, I put water on top of the deck. That was expected. So here I'm gonna Ultra Space. There's nothing left in the deck. No Ultra Beast left in the deck. So here, what do we do? I'm gonna Fire Crystal first because we're obviously going to have to Fire Crystal, nonetheless. So I'm thinking about Watering 2 here and then retreating into Jirachi and hoping for a crystal so we can Scoop Up Net it. That feels pretty good to me. Is that what I want to do? I think it is. So I think I just Water 1 in case we draw into a switch, and then we have attachment for turn still, so we're just gonna Water 1 onto this Blacephalon. Well, we still have the knockout on this big Blacephalon, so that's good. So our opponent whiffed the knockout. That's super good for us. We're gonna retreat here, and we still have manual attachment. Actually, I should have benched this Jirachi. Yeah, I should have benched this Jirachi, retreated into this Jirachi, and then Scoop Up Netted. That a little bit of a misplay on my part, but that's fine. Okay, this is really hard. So, what do? I think I'm gonna take Quick Ball here to go grab that Jirachi Prism Star. But then they stamp us to 1, and that's never great. I think I'm gonna take the Jirachi Prism Star right now. Little bit of a risk, of course, but it's gonna have to be that. So here we can double Scoop Up Net on the Mr. Mime and Jirachi here, and if we draw into a switch, we don't even have to. There's an Ordinary Rod. Okay, that's super good. So here we're gonna Scoop Up Net the Mime, bench the Mime, and we're gonna switch that one, and then we're gonna Scoop Up Net the Jirachi, bring in the big Blacephalon, baby Blacephalon. We're gonna bench Jirachi because they're probably gonna stamp us next turn. I would probably imagine, and I'm gonna Ordinary Rod. How many energy do we have in the discard pile? 6. Yeah, we can shuffle back in some energy, I guess. So here we can shuffle back in Big Blonde for sure, and probably just a Cramorant because yeah, that feels fine. And we're gonna shuffle back in 2 energy, I guess, because we are just putting a lot into the discard pile. And yeah, so we're gonna just draw Fire Crystal, and the good thing is we even have Ultra Space for next turn, so we can water to something, and then we can water to Dedenne, Ultra Space, attach Fire Energy for game using Burst GX. So we technically right now have game on board. So here we're gonna Fireball Circus, get rid of 4 energy, and punish our opponent for using Bursting Burn last turn. And here we're gonna take a prize card that's gonna be Jirachi Prism, and we're gonna take 2 more prize cards, putting us down to 1 prize card. And yeah, and our Oricorio is actually our last prize card. That's pretty funny. So let's see what our opponent opts to do. They have to stamp us to 1 this turn. I'm definitely expecting them to do so, which is the reason why I benched Jirachi. Do we have any Scoop Up Net or Switch left in the deck? We're out of Scoop Up Nets. We still have 1 Switch left in the deck, I believe. There's a Reshizard from our opponent. What? What is this deck that they are playing? I don't know, to say the very least. But our opponent has to see that we're down 3 Welders. If I was my opponent right now, I would basically... There's the greens. Okay, but that means they're not attacking this turn. which is not great for our opponent. So they don't even grab the stamp, so our opponent doesn't even have stamp, so that's super good for us, meaning I think we just win here if they don't have stamp in hand. So they're not even going to get an attack off this turn. So basically here we are probably going to take a dub against our opponent's wacky deck. Here they retreat into Reshiram and Charizard, which is a fair play. Let's see how many energy we have. We have 2 left in deck, so definitely a good idea. It was definitely a good idea to shuffle back in 2 energy. Not for the reason I wouldn't have guessed that our opponent played Reshizard, but you know, it just happens that they did. So definitely a good thing that we shuffle back in that energy. And here we're going to be taking a dub against our opponent's wacky greens baby Blacephalon deck. And that's gonna do it for the video, guys. I hope you guys enjoyed, and I hope I really showed the power of baby Blacephalon, the ability to get a turn 1 donk, and the ability to take it really late game and be able to pull out on top against a lot of weird decks. And yeah, that's gonna do it for the video. I hope you guys enjoyed, and please remember to like and subscribe. And yeah, have a good day, stay safe, and peace out.